Bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about
comic books, costumes,
facts, boots,
and other stuff.
In this week's issue,
Superman. Welcome into Bros, Foes, and Heroes. I'm Zach, joined as always by my sidekick, Man Wonder, Mr. Mike.
Man Wonder.
Man Wonder.
I just love that.
Every time, yeah. No,
Seems like bread.
It kind of does.
Man Wonder bread.
Man Wonder bread or Wonder Man bread. Speaking of Wonder Man.
When I did go and edit the last one,
Yeah.
the fact that I said when I go by people wonder if it's a man, it kind of made me giggle. I'm sorry. It's my own joke. That's
There's
probably
nothing better. And
crazy.
it seems a tad, it's a touch narcissistic.
Yeah.
But I enjoy when I can listen to myself. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Okay. No, I don't like listening
Yeah.
to myself. But like if I go back and I listen to us and I say something and I chuckle again, I'm like, okay, I think that was legitimately funny.
That would be super weird if you're just like in the shower listening to tapes of yourself talk
Well,
or whatever.
like I've heard other people tell stories that's what Kanye West would do with his albums.
Oh, I don't
He would
doubt
listen to
that.
himself in his car.
Oh, yeah.
Or he'd invite other people. But I guess with music, it's kind of different.
Yeah, because there's so much more that you're listening to.
Yeah.
It's literally just us.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think that Joe Rogan ever goes and
Probably
like,
not.
hey,
Yeah.
come sit in my Tesla truck and
Tesla
listen to
truck.
my podcast.
Come get in my space truck.
Yeah. Him and Elon are buddies, right?
Those are the weirdest looking things.
Yeah.
Space trucks.
They don't look like trucks.
Okay, just an aside here. My wife and I agree on one thing, and that is Teslas need grills on the front of their car.
Yes.
It's so weird to look at a car that doesn't have a grill on it.
No, I agree with that.
Anyway,
It's just.
that's a very, very old man thing to say.
I know. Well, here's
I
the
don't
thing.
like these clouds.
To quote, you never watched New Girl, did you?
Oh,
New Girl?
yeah. I love New
really?
Girl. I've
Okay.
watched that series probably 2-3 times. Yeah.
Wow, how
love
come we
it.
have never talked about
Love it.
that?
It's a great show.
It's one of my favorite shows of all time. That and Community.
Yep.
But there's a Nick quote that I've always felt like described to me.
Yeah.
And it was, I don't mind getting older. I don't mind getting older. I feel like I'm finally aging into my personality.
That's all right.
And
yeah.
so that's what I feel like as a person.
Nick
sometimes.
really was the best.
Dude.
Yeah. I can't see him in anything else and not think of him as that.
No,
though.
and the
Yeah.
same thing. But he did.
You know what disappoints me is what's his face being in the neighborhood.
Oh, Max Greenfield Schmidt.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's
it's
such
steady
a waste
work.
of but it's such a waste of his talent.
I think that too, but then eventually I have to think like for him, it was another national.
I get it. I get
it was a
it.
CBS sitcom. Like you have to think about.
I know. I've left it on sometimes, and that has come on, and they're like poodles. They look like fancy dogs, or what? And that's their joke. I'm like, oh my god, it's so bad.
I will tell you that just because we're kind of talking TV real quick, and I brought up Community.
Yeah.
There is going to be a time we're going to get to one. It was one of the Reddit recommendations I got was an artist and one of his self-published comics. It's weird and out there, but supposed to be really good. And it's a Madman. And Madman, sorry. But the writer, and I wish I could remember his name right now, but I can't. But either way, when he went to college, he was part of an improv group with Dan Harmon. And he and Dan Harmon actually wrote some of the early issues of the comic together.
Oh wow.
That he did. So like we're gonna have tie-ins to a lot of it's a lot of cool things.
That's fun.
Dan Harmon also, along with Community, with Jason Rowland does Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
For all you people out there, enjoy that.
I worry about Dan Harmon sometimes. Every time I hear him talk, or like he's so self-deprecating. He talks about how he used to shit his bed and stuff, and I'm like, you know how he used to get so drunk he shit his bed.
He kind of puts
stuff.
it all out there. He had
really
he had a lot of issues.
Yeah.
He's had to come out and own some shit that he did with
Literally.
female, with like female coworkers and stuff.
Yeah.
That at least I guess
I guess as long as you get in front of it like that and you're genuinely sorry about it,
and it
seemed, that's the thing.
Yeah, it seemed like it. But
are you know?
As a comedic mind,
it's crazy he hadn't been canceled over stuff like that though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like if you're honest about what happened and you take the chance and you grow from it, that people usually tend to give actual people like that a second chance.
Yeah.
If you look like you're, somebody that seems like you're actually going to, care and try to change.
Yeah.
We got really deep.
Don Knotts would be in trouble these days.
You think so?
Oh, such a philanderer.
America's sweetheart, Don Knotts.
Don Knotts, the shakiest gun in the West. Don Knotts, come on.
You know what? I love how
Limpet?
we make sure that no demographic can
We've covered them all.
Appreciate.
That's
No,
right.
I was going to say no can really appreciate it.
true.
So I was like, I really like it. They're just all over the place. I don't know.
It's like they talked about
in
there. It's just everywhere.
They talked about like early, 2010s, comedy sitcoms. That was really great. Yeah. And then Don Knotts. Oh no, that talk about the ghost of Mr. Chicken, man.
Ghost and Mr. Chicken.
So, we got super deep there for a while and then made sure to wrap it up and bring you the quality entertainment that you've come to love from this show. And let's go ahead and get into this week's issue.
Comic books.
And Mike, I decided to do this as a birthday gift to myself.
Oh, when is your birthday?
I don't know
You
if I
told
want
me
to tell
last
everybody my birthday.
Yeah, but you told me last week.
Yeah, it's
You said it's
tomorrow.
next week. It's tomorrow?
It's tomorrow as we're recording
Oh,
this.
shit. Happy birthday to you,
Yeah,
Zach.
it's the 23rd. There.
That's why
So-
you're fielding the things from your family.
Yeah.
Oh, you going to Peter Piper or Chuck E. Cheese?
I haven't decided yet.
Yeah, sure.
I just want to make sure, like, which place I can get the best ticket to prize ratio.
Sure.
Like,
Sure.
like whatever the not ratio, but the what do you call it? The currency, the transfer, the difference between the Canadian dollar and the US dollar.
Sure. Money transfer ratio. Sure.
Thanks for listening to Money Talk here with
The
Zach and
MTR,
Mike.
as everybody calls it. The money transfer ratio.
You know what I'm talking about.
So I have found as an older American that Chuck E. Cheese is better for folks of our stature because it's not as well maintained. And so as soon as those kids start hitting those tickets, you can push them right out of the way.
Really?
Nobody will even say anything.
Ooh.
Yeah, you just start racking up those tickets, man.
Just a good old rip and run.
And did you ever do the when the tickets start feeding out, you do the pull, the slight tug
To try to
where
get
you
extra
get a
a little
few
bit.
extra
Yeah,
tickets?
I've done that before in the past.
You know what I think of? I think of the gas pump. So every time, when I'm at the gas pump and it's feeding out my receipt, I always think, ooh, I should pull it a little bit and get a little more receipt. I don't know why I want it, but
I thought you were gonna try, like you always play the game to get it right on the.
oh no, I'm very good at that.
I know, but I mean
12.
No, but still, like I do that all the time.
$12 would get me nothing.
I just see people who just sit there and they just put it in and they just start going. And it sounds like we're talking about something else, but we're talking about filling up your car with gas,
or prizes at Chuck E. Cheese.
yeah, or
either
prizes,
one.
yeah.
Sure.
And as soon as that first it clicks the first time, they just put it back up, and I'm like,
No.
No, there's more gas you can get.
There is more gas you can get. Also,
You have to round it out.
I feel so bad about myself if a drop comes out after I've pulled the spout out.
Because that could have gone on the car.
That's what I'm saying. It's one more drop. Who knows? Maybe that gets me to my final destination.
I mean, there has been time I was probably a dumb high school student, but only had like $1 to put in gas. And I remember
absolutely.
filled that $1 in, and I just let it sit there for a while, thinking maybe. Just residual. It's one extra mile,
This
two
might
extra
be the
miles.
day. That's right.
We
Oh, you
idiots.
hear about the ATM spitting out money all the time. Why wouldn't a gas pump do it every once in a while?
Exactly.
You might be
Just
the guy.
extra gas, yeah.
I mean,
maybe like it went off at 5, but I just a little bit just see maybe a little extra more. Went through.
I'll take that 12 cents.
Wow, we're starting to find out that we're shades of gray people.
My wife would say I have no shades of gray. She thinks I'm very black and white.
Oh, well.
I have
it seems like
learned-
we like to walk a very thin line. Though, we like to get our money's worth.
We do like to get our money's worth. I love to win things. I used to call into the radio stations all the time and stuff like that. I think we've talked about that. But and then I won a bunch of furniture one time. I don't know if I've told that story.
On The Price is Right, sure. It just feels
No.
like you win furniture on The Price is Right.
I put my card in every one of the buckets, right? At all the things when it says
yeah,
put in
yeah,
your
yeah,
card
yeah.
or enter this
You
or
won
whatever.
furniture?
I won $5,000 worth of furniture.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
You still have that furniture?
Yes, we do.
Is it still in?
Yeah, it's in great shape. Like we won. We picked out an island for our kitchen.
Is it movable?
It's a
or was
movable
it
island.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's very
that's
nice.
Nice.
A pub top table with a big crank on it that's supposed to be there, not just a random crank. It was we did real well. $5,000 will buy you some
That's
furniture.
not bad.
Yeah. I had to. My wife had to eat crow because she's always making fun of me for entering all those things. I got prized with a big golf check.
Really?
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Did you get the money with it, or did you just get the golf check?
It was just a big golf check says $5,000 worth of furniture or whatever.
Oh! I thought you got that was a separate prize you won.
No,
was a big golf
This
check.
is really like the only thing I've ever won. But still,
I think the only thing I've ever
keep
done
hope alive, kid.
is I want to have won a little bit in like a
Football pool.
Yeah,
That's what you were going to say, right?
I have won a
Is that
pool
what you were going to
before.
say?
I've won some decent money in a pool before, but also like daily fantasy. I can get hot streaks and put something together. Also,
I do
got to
not
know.
have the patience for that.
Also, you got to know when the cold streak comes, just to be able to
Sure.
step back, because I've had times where it's just I'm not seeing it.
That'll get you.
Yeah, but it's not to the point where like I'll play it all the time. It's kind of just when I feel like it.
Certain guy that works here,
Uh-huh.
a guy that kind of runs things,
Yeah.
he is big into that.
Really?
Oh boy, that man lives by stats.
See?
Yeah.
I love stats. I'm a big stat guy,
Yeah.
and I've always argued. But I do think there's patterns and stuff there, and it's just kind of
Sure.
cool. Wow, we've kind of gone all over the place.
Hey, how
I'll
about
roll
them
it back
comic
in.
books?
Yeah. So, for my birthday,
Yes.
I decided that I was going to do a story that would make me happy. And what
Okay.
usually makes me happy, Mike, is when I'm able to make fun of other people's favorite characters.
Sure. Okay.
It's the Germans have a word for it. Schadenfreude, I think.
Schadenfreude.
Where
Yeah.
you take joy in other people's misery.
Old lady slipping on a banana
So
peel.
today,
Sure.
I picked Superman at Earth's End for us to
Okay.
talk about.
All right.
It is not good.
It's not good.
It is not good,
Poor Superman.
and I love it.
He's been through so many things.
Now, I do have to explain
Fallen from the sky.
to make sure that I could do my thorough research
Yeah.
for this one-off in 1995.
Yeah. It's a single issue?
It is a single issue.
No, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It's a little bit longer. I think it's like 50-something pages.
Oh, my God. Does he have gray hair?
Yeah. This is Old Man Superman.
Oh, this is old man Logan Superman.
But so you see right here, this little block,
Yeah.
I started reading because,
Written by the Ultimate Warrior.
yeah, it kind of looks like that. Remember how the text he had over everything?
Yeah.
But so, by the way, Superman at Earth's End, it's 1995
Okay.
when this book comes out. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure, I don't have the month right off me. It doesn't say. I'll look it up here in a second.
November.
But also at the time, it was $4.95 US.
Wow.
So
It's expensive for a
It
comic
is,
book.
and it
in 95.
has not this printout that I have, but it has like a actual one of those like glossy, harder cardboardy kind of covers that some of the graphic novels have.
Almost like a graphic novel. Yeah, that's what I was
Exactly.
saying.
But so when I opened it up, I noticed that there was a brick down here,
Block of text.
and I started reading, and I'm like, it's referencing stuff that happened before.
Okay.
And I did my research, and though you might not know it, it doesn't tell you anything about this. This is technically a sequel
Oh.
or an extension of a story that was already told in Kamandi, The Last Boy on Earth.
What the?
Or, as I came to find out,
Kamandi.
Kamandi at Earth's End.
Oh, no.
It's a story that has the exact same name as Superman at Earth's End. We are not talking about this book at all, but I read through all 6 awful issues of it just so I could be prepared
Kamandi.
and try to explain things that happen in here. Because it says, well, actually, before I even got there, I also had to say, WTF's Kamandi.
Right.
Right? And I looked
Right.
it up myself, and I feel bad, but basically, I found the first issue here of Kamandi.
Yeah.
It is drawn
Well, what a
and
hot
written.
piece.
It's Jack Kirby, though.
Oh, wow.
So, and basically, yeah, Jack Kirby was the writer, the penciler, and the editor for this.
Oh.
And he created it. They were supposed to get, DC was supposed to get the rights to Planet of the Apes comics.
Wow. How old is this?
72
Yeah. 'cause
when
it's
that one came out.
20 cents.
So Kamandi first comes out 1972, DC did not have the rights to, or did not end up getting the rights to the Planet of the Apes comics. So instead, they asked Jack Kirby to create something like this.
I see.
Kamandi, I only read the first issue just because I was trying to figure out the character in general.
You didn't read the Kamandi trilogy?
No, Kamandi ran for like 60-something, 70-something issues.
Oh, wow.
It ran from like 72 to 78.
Yeah,
right?
that's a lot more than I would have thought.
So the story is, though, basically it's about a boy. He's one of the last boys on Earth.
It says Kamandi, the last boy on Earth.
When he lives down in a bunker or some sort of thing. I don't remember. He comes up to Earth and finds out there's been a great disaster.
Looks like it's flooded.
And it's changed. No, it has to do with a virus, and it's basically changed people and made animal people in a sense.
Beasts that act like men, men who act like beasts. See the world of Kamandi.
So there's like a tiger empire that's kind of like the ape empire. You know, it's very Planet of the Apes story.
Well, there's one guy in here and it just says wolf.
Yeah, and at the very back of it, nothing special happens in it, but at the very back it gives you a breakdown of just
nothing special happens.
Well, here's the thing: it's a 1970s comic.
Sure.
It's Jack Kirby, so the art looks really good. I mean, I've always loved Jack Kirby.
The art is super Kirby. Yep.
Jack Kirby's art style.
Yep.
And you know, his dialogue at times can be clunky, but I have, nothing to complain about Jack Kirby. So it is what it is, but it has a map at the back that kind of breaks down like what groups patrol what. Like there's like a group of lines that control the Southwest.
Right.
There's tiger empires up and down the East Coast. It's really weird, but it's kind of a Planet of the Apes story that went on for a while.
Oh wow! Look at this. It's a whole like the
map.
It's a map.
So Kamandi,
Canada is now Dominion of the Devils.
And just a basic story of how the name Kamandi comes from is he's from a bunker that he lived in underground. That was Command Space D was the bunker's name.
All right.
So his name, it's I don't know, like it pays homage to the bunker they lived in. Command D. So that ends in 78. Then all of a sudden,
did you know that there's a wild human preserve down in Mexico?
Yes, I did notice that.
Okay.
It was kind of weird. But
Undersea New York Rat Network.
So that lays dormant after it ends in 1978.
Way too many things for me to look at.
It's fine. This is the amuse bouche.
Yeah.
This is just the appetizer here.
Yeah, my lips are wet.
Then Kamandi stays dormant from 78 until early mid 1993.
Yeah.
When they let Tom Veitch and Frank Gomez do an Elseworld story. Elseworld stories are usually kind of like Marvel's what ifs.
Yeah.
Where they happen kind of outside of continuity.
Multiverse.
So they're able to kind of do what they want in a sense. A great Elseworld story is Gotham by Gaslight.
Okay.
Which is a Batman story. It's basically Batman sit back in, Victorian London attempting to catch Jack the Ripper.
So it's kind of a Sherlock Holmes-y Batman thing.
Yes. Yeah, and so we'll cover that one day because it's a very cool concept really that I enjoyed. Yeah. But you have other ones like I'm trying to think another Elseworld stories or like Batman versus Dracula. Sometimes when it's things that would take place kind of outside, but they let
that makes sense
them do an Elseworld, a Kamandi Elseworld story because everybody was just wanting that Kamandi story back in 1993.
Boy, everybody loves that Kamandi.
It has been updated for the 90s, so instead of being that's his mother, by the way.
Oh, great.
Instead of it being animals, it's all now like
what Zach was referring to is I am thumbing through Kamandi at Earth's End #1, and there is one place where a lady is in a bikini and she has a very muscular butt, and she turns around and drops her top in front of Kamandi, and he says ooh ee,
and that's his mother, and I'll explain.
Thank you, Carol.
And I'll explain in a second.
Go ahead.
That sounds like a very weird thing to say, so I'm going to need to explain it. And I
Sure.
will explain it.
Yes, please.
Don't worry about it, guys. You're not going to have that aneurysm. I'm about to get to that. So,
like I just did. Ooh-ee.
But, so instead of it being like an animal world, it's Kamandi lives with his mother.
Okay.
Which it's mother machine. It's like a computer kind of, but Kamandi thinks it's its mother.
Yeah, I got you.
So instead of it being animal people, it's more kind of like what you would think of a sense. People are kind of turned into like these beasts.
It's like
more,
mutants and stuff.
Yeah, it's more mutants
Sure.
than it is animal people.
Sure.
More like a nuclear dropout kind of thing than...
Had a lot of sound effects in this thing.
Yeah, they did. But the computer that is Kamandi's mother, also to entice him at times, he's like, let me talk to Carol. And he's like, Carol's my girlfriend, but it's really just like a simulation. So Carol's like his girlfriend in the simulation. So it's not really his mother, but if you think about it, essentially it is because his mom's the computer.
Right.
And it's just weird.
I got you.
So aside from the weird relationship with his virtual non-mom girlfriend, the story of Kamandi in Kamandi at Earth's End is he's basically his mother, the giant computer, sends him out to find the man who caused the second apocalypse.
Okay.
Right. So in
Apocalypse.
the second one. So in these comics, apparently something happened that wiped out a lot of the world's the population.
Sure.
Then something else happened again that basically doomed it even more. Where Kamandi,
Damn it, you did it again.
Yeah, where Kamandi is like the last or one of the last humans there.
Yeah. Well, he is the last boy on Earth.
Yeah, everybody else is more like these mutant kind of scavenger type people and stuff.
Yeah.
But so his mom sends him to find the man who caused the second apocalypse.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
It's this long journey that it's really just a copy.
You would hope so.
It's 6 issues long, but it feels like it's just a copy of Mad Max.
Yeah.
The whole thing. There's
even one that says, what is it? Thunder Road.
Yeah. So it's basically just like a Mad Max ripoff.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of like, comically giant guns.
Yes.
And just a bunch of like car chases and shootouts and stuff. But
muscular lady butts.
Yeah, long story short though, the man who caused the second apocalypse is Superman.
Okay.
And so we find Superman in some Hopi reservation in Arizona.
Of course.
Nobody lives there, but basically why he lives there, just kind of down in because of the nuclear fallout, I guess is a better way for me to do this. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to explain it better than I feel like they do.
Zach is using his hands.
I am using my hands. But so the sky is blocked out because of all like the nuclear fallout and stuff.
Sure. Right.
So it's always dark
nuclear
and dim.
Winter.
Yeah. It's always dark and dim, like down on Earth. And so because of that, the sun isn't able to get through.
Okay.
So Superman.
Hold on one second. I think we're being attacked. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Wow. So
that was some serious fucking bass.
That was some serious fucking bass. So, Superman has kind of lost all of his powers because obviously Superman is powered by the sun.
Yes.
The yellow sun of Earth is what gives Superman his powers.
I got you. Sure.
So it's kind of old man Superman in a way, but just like weak old man Superman.
Wow.
So like when they finally come across
what do you have if you have Superman with no powers?
And see, this is the problem is I think that a lot of people, I'm trying to figure out how to say this without feel like I'm being an asshole to some people, but I don't know if there is. And I think that a lot of writers, because I don't want to discourage anybody from writing stories like this either, but some writers see a character and they always think like, oh, I have this vision of what he could be. And it could be this better. And I think that not every idea about that character is always the best way to go.
Sure.
So I just wonder if maybe that this was it's because it's not a fun Superman story. Because part of the fun of Superman to me, and I'll get into it, especially with this book, even though I do not necessarily like Superman,
right?
It has nothing to do. I guess it does kind of have to do with the character, but it's part of the reason I dislike him. Is part of the reason I want him to stay like that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily all ho hum on like Superman is the image of Americana and
Right.
like, you know,
Right, I got
but
you.
truth, hope, and what is it? The
American way?
Yeah. But like at the same time, that should be what Superman is.
They took that off.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
he doesn't say the American way anymore.
no, and that's fine. I
Yeah.
mean, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, there's an idea that you have of when you think of
Right.
Superman.
Well, it's like The Simpsons,
And I think
right?
he should stay.
You want all the characters to stay the same.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I think that image, in a way, like you can push it to a way,
Sure.
but once you peel it back too much,
Well, yeah.
it just kills the
when
character.
you start putting nipples on Batman, then you got problems.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or have him use back cards or whatever
Right.
it was.
Sure. Shark
So-
repellent.
The Kamandi and a guy and a girl that he comes across on his journey.
Mhm.
I'm not going to explain the characters here. It really doesn't matter. It was kind of tough to get through.
Jeff and Lisa.
It was Sleeper Zom is one of them, and the other one named is Sharina Cohen, I believe.
Okay.
And Kamandi cannot say her name without saying Sharina Cohen. He says her first and last name
Every time?
almost the entire time throughout the
Oh,
comic.
wow.
I guess it's because he's never seen other people before, and so they're trying to make it. But they finally get to Arizona.
So if
where
you've never seen other people, you're just stupid. Is that what?
that's basically what they're trying to
Okay.
imply here.
All right. Yeah.
But so basically, they get to Arizona there, and they find the man here. But before they get out to the Hopi Reservation, once they get to Arizona, I should add that they get to the Grand Canyon, which has now just been filled with dead people from the nuclear fallout.
Oh, wow.
Like they're like, we don't have anywhere to put them. Just go put them in the Grand Canyon. That's where we're
Sure.
just going to
Well,
dump them all.
Hey, it's a big hole.
So Superman's there.
Much like my
He fights. Oh, I should say, I'm sorry. There is a key component that I did miss out on the story because it's
Yeah.
so confusing.
Yeah.
There's also a group of androids,
Are those the guys in the red shirts?
the red shirts,
Okay.
that are following them throughout.
It's weird because they're like, one of them's big, one of them's skinny, one of them's
Yeah, they're all, one of them, the main one's name's Ben Boxer.
sure.
But they're basically created by these master scientists. Like they can't be killed. Their job is to like,
Why would you create something that can't be killed?
dude, I don't know.
I don't understand.
Or
that.
like it takes a lot to be.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of part of the problem with Superman too.
That is true.
But and Wolverine. I don't like Wolverine either.
Wolverine, I like.
That's fine.
Sorry.
Oh no, I mean you're free to like what you like.
Superman is what he is,
But-
and there's never you're gonna have to try real hard to make a better goofy Superman than the Christopher Reeve thing, because I mean it really was good timing, good decent story, Richard Donner, all that stuff. I mean it was that's the way you handle Superman. This whole Man of Steel thing I'm just not into.
Yeah, it's too dark.
It's too dark. Superman should be fun.
Exactly.
Batman's made to be dark. Superman's made to be fun.
Mike, I feel like we have had a really good Superman movie in a way.
Yeah.
Except it's called Shazam.
That's true. You're exactly right. Shazam's a fantastic movie.
That should be
Because it's fun.
That's what Superman should feel like.
I'm afraid that Black Adam's going to kill it.
Oh, I'm kind of afraid too. It
Yeah.
looks so serious.
It is very serious looking.
I didn't even think about that till you brought it up.
Anyway, sorry.
But
We're way off.
But the trailer for the second one looks like it's going to be fun, or at least the stills I've seen, not the trailer. Shazam. I know Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu are in it.
Oh, yeah, Shazam I'm not worried about.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. So we'll at least get one more good Shazam movie before they
I'm just
kill
worried
it.
about The Rock showing up and messing everything up.
So Kamandi, the androids, they're following him. Their job is to kind of like clear out all the scourge that's left on Earth. They
Sure.
want to like restart civilization because we've failed miserably. So it's like clear off the Earth. But they see Kamandi, they've scanned and noticed the last human come up, so they kind of follow him.
If you've gotten to the point where you're going to kill everything off on Earth, then why do you give a crap?
Because it's one of those things like,
But I'm saying, like, why? Who cares?
I don't know, they felt the need to get involved and be like, well, if they're good
Okay.
enough, then we'll let them stay. kind of.
Okay. Yeah.
So they follow Kamandi. And so when Superman arrives, Kamandi attempts to kill Superman because Mother has told him that he is the man who started the second apocalypse.
Sure.
So obviously he's the one that can hurt Mother.
Can you tell me how he started the second apocalypse?
No, this is what we're getting
Okay.
to.
All right. Good.
But then the androids show up and tell him basically, hey, Kamandi, you're wrong. Your mom, the giant computer, obviously is lying to you because this is 1993. And obviously we would make technology the villain.
Sure.
But they also then begin to say, like, Superman was the one who fought against her. But basically, she became self-aware. And then after she became self-aware, she started to become paranoid and thought that everybody was going to be after her.
Yeah.
So how does she able to make sure that she's, all powerful? Well, she takes out all the humans. So she's the one who released the virus, yada, yada, yada. Then basically they take Superman, the androids take Superman back up to their city in the sky, Sky City. They feed him some energy.
There's a city in the sky called Sky City?
It's called Sky City.
Sure.
He's
At least
able
Star
to get,
Wars called it Cloud City.
Yeah. Funny enough, Tom Veitch, who wrote this and this, also wrote Star Wars comics.
Oh, no.
So, for Dark Horse in the 90s. But then, so Superman's powered back up a little bit. Old Man Superman and Kamandi go back down and they basically kill Mother. And
wait, why is he powered up a little bit?
Because he went back up to Sky City and was able to get past the smog and get the sun.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we're at.
My favorite part of this one is when they're riding around in the American Museum of Natural History on their motorbikes.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up,
shooting
Mike.
Up the dinosaurs.
This isn't related to anything because he tells them that those existed before the fallout in like the 90s.
Yeah, he says about 1990, these creatures were running loose. And then we were just looking at big dinosaur skeletons.
Just read the punchline. No. I'm sorry.
He says, what is
it? It might be on the
Tyrannosaurus Rex. Guys used to hunt them with special guns. You're making that up. I never saw anything in Mother's data bank about that. Blam, blam, blam. Hey, Sleeper knows that's the way it was, kid. I saw it in a Spielberg report.
That's right.
Okay.
Jurassic Park
Is a documentary.
Is a documentary here. Yeah. And that's all you need to know about Kamandi.
All right, cool.
So, basically, Kamandi comes back. He kills Mother. Superman goes back up to Cloud City to be able to kind of like, get some more sun. And
sure.
Because there's a part in there where he forgets who he is and forgets that he's Superman kind of because he hasn't flown in over 50 years and stuff like that. So he's really old man Superman.
He forgot who he was.
But that brings us to then. So after
wait
that,
a minute, I'm Superman.
After that Elseworld story, that brings us to our main event feature.
Yeah.
Superman at Earth's End.
Okay.
That was.
This is crazy that all this exists to then be paid off by one bad book.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's all paid off by this. Here's the thing. I didn't need to read that.
Yeah.
I did. I think because I'm a glutton for punishment.
Sure.
But also because sometimes there's, I heard Alan Moore say, and I never thought about it this way, and it's a great point. And Alan Moore is a fantastic comic book author, and he's also, an author of a lot of stuff. But
right.
Watchmen, V for Vendetta.
V for Vendetta is great.
Killing Joke. Superman, Man of Tomorrow, or not. It's What to Get the Man Who Has Every, like comic book legend, right? The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen before they made that terrible movie about
They're
it.
rebooting it.
Oh, are they?
They're making another one. Yeah.
But so just absolutely phenomenal comic book writer in general.
I really hope it has a big dumb Frankenstein in it like this last one. God, what a terrible mess that thing is.
It was terrible. But he said,
what's that in the attic? Oh, it's Frankenstein. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But he said that it's good to read great books, or just when you read, to read great things and to read terrible things.
Sure.
If you're a writer, just because, so you don't.
I can see that.
And when you read the terrible things, you can read things and be like, oh, why was that so bad?
Yeah.
Like, what offended me about it? I can go back and make that change.
Sure.
Which, so I've always read through, even if something that I found is bad, I still read through it because there's always something.
Yeah.
But this story still made like 0 sense to me.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll try to explain the best I can.
So Superman, again, I'm still stuck in Kamandi. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Superman hasn't flown in like 50 years.
Yeah.
He can't get a lot of sunlight.
Yeah.
Why is he so friggin' big? Like, shouldn't he have gotten small?
Still.
Well, it's like he's bigger than he ever has been.
Yeah, I don't get that.
He's gigantic.
So,
okay, well, there's things about the world we shouldn't know.
So November 1993 is the final issue of Kamandi at Earth's End.
Okay.
September 95 rolls around, and that is when Superman at Earth's End comes out. I wanted to make sure and get the month.
Oh, wait, how long was it between the two?
Almost 2 years.
Oh, okay. Well, that's really not that long in comic book history.
Not at all. Because probably took a couple months, and then they were like, hey, can we continue that story? Because this is another Elseworld comic, and it picks up where Kamandi left us off. and maybe you already read Superman's at Earth End and didn't know that. Yeah, there's a whole Kamandi series, and just don't.
If I hadn't read all this Kamandi, would Superman at Earth's End make any sense?
It would make the same amount of sense.
Oh, okay. All right, that's fair.
Because here's what, when you open it up,
yeah,
it says, in his 150 years on Earth, this story takes place
Superman's
a year
been on Earth
after
150 years.
Yes, this story takes place a year after the Kamandi series.
Okay.
The Kamandi series happened in 2101.
This is 2102. I see
This
it on
is
the back.
2102.
There. Yeah.
So this is just like what, 78 years from? No, I'm sorry, 80 years from now.
Yeah.
So
is he holding Batman on the back? Okay, never mind. Go ahead. Sorry.
So
I'm screwing it up.
in his 150 years on Earth, the Man of Steel has seen civilization twice destroyed.
Okay.
Following the second apocalypse, under the shadow of polluted skies, his powers ebbed, and he forgot even his own name. Finally, he was rescued by the
that's
youth,
how that works.
by the Youth Kamandi and the Biomech VIPs, a race of biological machine programmed to find the cause of the second apocalypse. The VIPs brought Superman to their orbiting city above the clouds. There, in the bright sunlight, his mind and powers returned. Superman helped the biomechs to defeat the machine mother, the system's computer that had killed most of the people in the world. Now, the biomechs have asked Superman to join them in their efforts to cleanse the Earth of subhuman scum. But the Man of Steel has other ideas.
Okay.
I read all of that
Well, that's what I'm saying. They just canceled all that out for you.
for that one paragraph.
That's all you had to do is read that one little thing. Yeah. Well, great.
And I went above and beyond to
you
think
did.
that, hey, maybe by reading this, I'll unlock something cool in here.
Yeah.
Nope. I just figure out how Superman got to where he's at
They
because
said,
of that.
screw
That's it.
you. Here's a blurb.
Basically, it's just like, that's what happened to Superman. I
Yeah.
had to figure out of how he got to this point.
Okay.
So we also see at the end, it teases that when Ben Boxer, one of the biomechs, is like, come help us in Sky City, we want to show you our plans for Gotham. That's where it leaves off.
Oh.
So it starts off with, you're not blowing up Gotham City.
Okay.
So Superman at Earth's End, if you would think, all right, it's got to deal with Metropolis, you're already 0 for 1, because this story deals with Gotham the
I don't
entire
understand.
time. He basically...
Superman doesn't hang out in Gotham.
Exactly.
Okay.
But as I just flip through and scroll through the story, because there is a lot of action.
Correct.
And none of it's really important at all. They just fight back. It's not like,
Okay.
I'm not going
Superman's fighting these guys in the red suits.
Yeah, I'll explain it as you need to know stuff, because
The man formerly known as Superman is fighting the guys in the red suits.
yeah, I will take. Okay, there is
God,
one
he's
line.
gigantic.
I'm sorry, there is one line I forgot about that is very like.
know how
let's
he got
make
so big.
let's make Superman a badass. Where is this line?
Oh no.
So they're fighting back and forth, and Ben Boxer, we'll just call him Ben. Ben is arguing with Superman basically that there's nothing left in Gotham. Like, we just need to nuke the whole thing and be done with it.
Right.
And he's like, you haven't been to Gotham? Like, you know, my buddy Bruce, like, he saw the good in Gotham. Like, there's a lot of great things, a lot of people still there. Like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
He wants to go down there and try to save stuff.
Okay.
And Ben's basically telling him, like, just follow, you know, just listen to what I do. Why are you trying to, you know, go against me? He says the master scientist programmed us to fight fire with fire as he catches Superman in some kind of like kryptonite
weird
laser.
Yeah.
And he goes, the Earth of 2102 is ruled by weapons, friend. That's reality. Because he's telling him, Superman's like, let's go see what we can do before you just immediately turn to violence.
Right.
That's kind of a Superman thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Sure.
that makes sense. And then Superman says, you want reality, Ben? Reality is you're an android. I'm a man. And he punches him straight into the
Punches him
guts.
real hard.
And then because he's a cyborg, it has like guts leaking out of his chest, but it's just like wires and cables instead, with some kind of like weird mechanical ooze, like grease or something on his hand.
And by the way, I don't think we've mentioned the fact that number one, Superman is about 3 times the size he should be. And he's got like, he looks like Noah.
That is,
If Noah was jacked.
let me explain Superman for this real
Please
quick.
do.
So he has no cape.
Right.
It's just blue pants and a blue shirt, short sleeve shirt.
Giant belt buckle.
That is just skin tight. Like it makes every single muscle pop.
Right.
Like there is no way.
And he's got all of them.
He's got all of
the
them.
muscles.
Even though he's 150
Yep.
and has only seen like Earth's sun for
Forgotten his name.
3 days.
Yep.
He's ripped. He looks like old man Thor.
Right. Oh, he does. Yeah.
Yeah. So think of Chris Hemsworth as old man Thor.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's kind of what he looks
All right.
like. The yellow and red S on the chest, but no cape, all blue, and then a giant
Short
black,
sleeves, too.
Yeah, short sleeves. Sometimes gloves. He will have gloves at some point in time.
Super gloves.
And then also, that giant belt buckle. But that's it. And he kind of looks like Noah.
It's a big ass belt buckle, right?
It's massive.
Okay. All right.
But he has a giant white beard and long white hair, and it all just kind of blends together.
Yeah, he looks like Noah.
So he basically says, I'm just going to go ahead and go down and check on Gotham myself.
Sure.
And when
Being the nice guy he is.
Yeah, and when he swarms down, he's like,
Wait, in this one, his pants are all red.
yeah, it changes.
There's no
that was Kamandi. That's
No
not
continuity here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
So he flies into Gotham.
Why is he being yelled at by Princess Leia, by the way?
Who?
Like, in the
No,
back
that's his.
here?
That's the machine.
Oh, that's Mother?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
Mother. She looks like
She looks like Princess Leia. Yeah.
So when he swoops in
Scree!
to Gotham, we see these bat-like creatures, and they're actual.
Oh, no. We're getting into man-bat
men.
territory.
I'm not going to call them Man-Bat because Man-Bat's actually a good character. These are bat men.
Okay.
I don't know what else to call them.
Yeah, they're crazy.
So one of them screes and
Screed
basically
all over the place.
attacks Superman when he comes down,
Yeah.
and he goes, "Things claws in my back." Scree, and then he goes, "Bruce, is that you?" So Superman has dementia, first of all, because he's already talked about. I didn't
Yeah.
bring it up that
buddy
they've
Bruce.
they've buried Batman.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I say that there is nothing here. There is one part. I guess I should have brought that part up. That's what I get for being so cocky. My goodness. Where is the part about him? He basically talks about when he's going into Gotham.
Sure.
My friend Bruce Wayne understood that. He was a man of culture, passionately involved with his time. Bruce was one of the finest men I ever knew. I felt a great loss when he died.
Oh, okay. There you go.
He says that. And then next page over, literally the next page.
He says, "Is it you,
he
Bruce?"
goes, "Yeah, I felt a great loss when he died. Is that you, Bruce?
Oh, yeah.
Or Bruce?"
Yeah, that's a dumb thing to say.
Yeah. So then he kind of fights the first Batman off of him.
Batman.
Yeah. Its face. So much like Bruce. What does this mean?
He does not look like Bruce.
He's saying
He looks like a freaking bat.
and he looks like a vampire, but he's saying that apparently that bat creature looks like Bruce Wayne.
Oh, okay. Well, it's been a while.
Yeah. And so then all of a sudden a whole group of batsmen come in to attack Superman, and it looks like they're
Sounds like you're learning English.
It looks like they're carrying him away.
Yeah.
Right. And then all of a sudden they, I guess, drop him,
Okay.
and they hear engines coming, and it is a bunch of little kids on like scooters.
Wonderful.
It's like small motorcycles.
Sure.
It is. They're motorcycles,
Mini bikes.
but they're mini bikes.
Yeah.
And they all have weapons. They have knives and guns, and they're shooting at all of these
Batsmen.
So they run away, and Superman basically
This is really
says,
stupid.
"Happy birthday to me,"
Yeah,
right?
this is really dumb.
Oh, Superman is super dumb right now, right?
This is super stupid.
It makes me feel good. All right, so I feel
He's fighting punks.
just know that we will also cover there are terrible Batman stories,
Oh,
and I
I'm
feel
sure.
like we've talked about them, and I will gladly. Spider-Man is one of my favorites, and I talked about the episode where he gave Mary Jane cancer
Sure.
because of his
Because
radioactive
of his sperm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Schemans.
nobody is safe. It's just for my birthday. I want it to attack Superman.
Sure.
So
You did it.
yeah. So basically, Superman's like, I said, "Whoa!" like to try to get the kids to stop, and he picks up the kid.
I said, whoa.
Yeah, and the kid's like, "Let me go, you stupid old fart."
Well,
'Cause
it
them-
is a very punk kid. He's very small, but he has a mohawk, and it's green, right? So,
Yes.
I mean, he's proven how punk he is.
Yes, he's very punk.
Is he the one with the star on his eye?
No, he's not. He's the one with green mohawk.
Okay.
I
feel like you're withholding some information.
Well, I am, because I just came across a joke that I wanted to say.
Okay.
Who was? It's not. I'm gonna feel awful. It might be Jim Croce. It might not be, but it's You don't. What is it that you don't do?
You don't tug on Superman's cape.
You don't
spit
tug
in the
on
wind.
Superman's cape. I
spit
got
in
him
the wind.
confused because I thought you don't spit in Superman's face, because that's for sure what this little kid does.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I think Croce was far dead by the time
95.
he was buried next to Batman.
Yeah. So there is a kid that looks like just
Not
a giant
Batsman's.
glorified. Some of them like glorified Cabbage Patch Kids.
They are
Where
just so
just like
small
kiss
and
face paint.
punky. Yeah.
But
They have they're like, you know what they are? They're like Bratz dolls. Look at them with their big heads and their punky sensibilities.
they are for sure, and they all have like weird face paint on.
Yeah.
And basically,
Where are they getting this shit from?
I have no clue.
I mean, like, I guess maybe the world ended when a Halloween store was still open.
I guess.
I
I
don't
don't know. He keeps telling them that, like, hey, I'm Superman. And they're like, yeah, whatever. We don't know who you are.
Yeah.
And then one of the kids is,
Well, who the hell does?
yeah, exactly. They
yeah.
don't know him because
Yeah.
they were born after him. And Superman says that.
Sure.
Oh, you were born since I've been, like, he realizes that. But so they tell him, like, come on, Super Duper Man, let me show you
Super
around
Duper
Gotham
Man.
City.
Nice.
So they take him out to,
Wait, okay, so they attacked him. He called them punks and stuff and kind of shook them up a little bit.
had
now,
the talk, and now they're like, all right, come on, if you say you can
now
help
it's,
us.
Now it's a buddy cop film.
So they take him out to Gotham's most famous tourist attraction.
which is?
Here's our headquarters, Superman. Cool, huh? Wayne Manor? You live here? And then we see that Wayne Manor is all boarded up. But also there's a mausoleum out right in front of the house.
Sure. That's where you put them.
And they put the bat symbol on it. So it's kind of like...
Wait, so everybody knows?
Yeah, so it's kind of like when he died, there was like, hey, when I died, just let everybody know I was Batman.
F it. You're Batman.
Right? That just
Wow.
seems, for Bruce Wayne, that seems very just out of character.
Yeah, that does. And so did it have a stone in front of the
it
thing
was,
and it's
so
been pushed away?
It has been. So basically,
So it's like a tomb of Jesus kind of thing?
Batman's Jesus.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
no,
Sure.
but there is a
Bat Jesus.
empty tomb situation here.
He's our Bat Messiah.
So basically, though, he tells them that the kids,
Sorry.
the kids tell him that this is our headquarters, and like he's like, what happened? Who stole Bruce's remains? And he's like, it was probably the DNA dictators.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what they call them, and they also spell it DIKA. It's like dictators.
Dictators.
Except just no C. So
Come on down and get a used car from Dictator.
In O, not ER, OR. But
sorry.
it's the DNA dictators
Dictator.
who came and stole Bruce Wayne's remains, is what they say.
Sure.
So they're like, all
What do
right.
these DNA dictators do?
They basically kidnap humans
Okay.
and they use them for experiments
Okay.
of mixing different DNAs and stuff.
This is literally like when we first started using DNA for things, and then everybody saw Jurassic Park and they went, screw it, DNA for everybody.
You mean the Spielbergian reports?
Yeah, it's Spielbergian reports. That's right.
So
Wow.
basically, this might be one that
Dictators.
I don't want to say. Okay, so I feel like I need to say this. And Tom Veitch wrote this book.
Mhm.
Frank Gomez did the art.
Yeah.
Tom Veitch, unfortunately, is no longer with us. He passed away in February of this year.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think due to COVID. But still,
Yeah.
I'm not attacking the man personally.
No.
When I'm doing
No,
any of
not
this.
at all.
But because obviously, like it could have been somebody else's idea. We don't,
Sure.
Either way, it went by. He did it. It went by an artist. It went
Even
by editors.
The best of them have bad ideas.
Exactly.
Sure, bad things. Queensryche had a bad album.
Yeah.
I think.
So Superman basically is like they tell him that they've kidnapped their parents and
Sure.
like they escaped from these underground vaults basically that they were testing.
The dictators.
The dictators had basically
Stole
kidnapped
their
all the
parents?
humans. No, all the humans.
Oh.
And the kids were able to escape and get
okay.
away.
All right.
And so
They got away from the evil labs of the dictators.
Yeah, and Superman's like, take me back to where you were. And so the kids take them basically the way they got out and got up through Wayne Manor is because all the tunnels and stuff underground
Yeah.
from the vault they were able to find through and come up through the Batcave and stuff. So they're having to take them
okay.
back through that. But before we get to that, so obviously we have to go through Wayne Manor to get down
maybe
through.
they figured out who Batman was and threw the thing up on top or whatever. Who knows?
It doesn't look like paint. It looks like it was etched in there.
Okay, all right.
When they made it. But they go through, and it's supposed to be this real, I guess, kind of like weapons aren't the answer moment.
Right.
You know, like Superman is.
Sure.
But we see a hallway, Mike, and there is just a thing for Bruce Wayne to be a millionaire. I'm sorry, a billionaire, probably.
Billionaire, yeah.
I'm just going to show Mike this and let him describe it.
So he has a glass case that has the gun that killed my parents in it.
But it's just like a piece of poster board.
It is just a piece of poster board.
And it's just like leaned up against this plexiglass box.
Why do you need to remind yourself that is the gun that killed your parents?
Here's the thing, too, because
the gun that killed my parents.
I was reading this in my car the other day, eating lunch at work, and I work with my brother. But I got done with lunch and I was reading,
Sure.
and my brother saw this, and he was like, "Wasn't he killed or his parents killed as a kid?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah," and he goes, "So either he's hung on to that gun for a long time, or when he hunted down Joe Chill, he kept that gun." And then was like, and I'm going to remind myself about it every day.
That's nuts.
Except in the most or the least aesthetically pleasing way possible.
Yeah.
Also,
it is
he has
poster board.
pictures of all his villains hanging up in Wayne Manor too.
I love that.
Like, who's like, I would like to commission pictures, mugshots of the Joker, Two-Face, and Penguin.
With a tiny, tiny hat.
With
Penguin has a very tiny
and a super tiny monocle.
Yeah.
So
that's great. Well, maybe Batman, in his later years got forgetful.
I guess. We go through the tunnels and we get to the vault door, and Superman is able to open up the vault door. And when we walk in, we see all these adults, and they're being used for like skin. It's like experimental skin surgeries. Where is it? Here. Oh, here it is. Those things are using the kids' parents as breeding hosts for experimental flesh. That's what it's called.
Boy.
Don't know what experimental flesh is.
Creepy.
But there's like stuff growing off their parents.
That's like when they grow a ear on a mouse's back.
Exactly.
Or
in South Park.
You know what I'm talking about when I say that? Okay.
Yeah. Or in South Park, they grew.
A lot of people have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but in South Park, they grew a penis on the back of a rat. It was Mr. Garrison's penis.
Oh, okay.
And he breaks free, and that's part of the joke is he's like chasing it.
All right.
South Park doesn't always have the most highbrow humor.
Sure.
But it's still hilarious for some reason.
Sure.
I feel like I'm defending myself, and
penis
I'm just going to move on.
Back.
I'm just going to move back on. So that green...
Dictators.
The dictators. So the green mohawked kid is named Frank, and he finds his dad, and he's like, "Hey, Dad, look,
hey, Dad, how's that skin going?"
Yeah, Superman's here to help. And he's like, "You rat, you left us." And then everybody, like, they all turn on the kids.
Sure.
And so Superman's like, leave him alone, and basically, like, saves the kid. Then
from all the parents.
From all the parents, but then these giant, like, harvester machines.
Robotniks.
That are robots. Superman is able to just, like, punch through them, I guess, through his hand. He's basically captured by the hand of a robot, and he's able just to rip through the robot's hand.
Well, sure, he's Superman, who hadn't seen the sun in forever.
Exactly. And
wait, he's been up to Cloud City at this point, right?
Sky City.
Sky City, sorry.
So he has a little bit left. And then he lands back down, and then he's like, "Oh, there's one more left, and I'm just so tired." And this kid's like, "Hey, Superman, do what you always do. Use this gun." And he throws him a gun. Yeah. And so
Why does this kid think that Superman uses guns all the time?
Oh, no. He's like, "Here you go, Superman. Use this. It's got tank piercing ammo." So that's why he needed to use it, because he didn't think he was strong enough to rip through it.
Okay. Hang on. It's got tank piercing ammo in the gun.
Yeah. And a little kid has
that he just threw to him.
Yeah.
Why didn't they use it to begin with?
They were shooting at it. Apparently it just didn't work. But I love how Superman.
I like how you just gloss over that. Sure.
I don't know. I don't know.
Sure.
He shoots off like 1, 2, 3. No. Yeah. I see 4 shells, right?
Okay.
So he shoots the handgun with tank piercing armor 4 times. It's enough to kill the robot and to make Superman pass out from exhaustion.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's tank
I don't know
piercing.
if it was just the force in the gun, or if it was the fact that he used a gun for the first time and fainted from using it.
Oh my God, not a gun.
It's like, this is against character. And just like,
Sure.
But when we come back to, they basically drag Superman away back to the Batcave. So now he's like, all right.
Again, I understand this is ridiculous and all, but this dude is gigantic. There is no effing way that these kids are dragging this giant man through Wayne Manor or back to the Batcave.
Gotham's young warriors tie Superman to their bikes and make good another escape from their parents' hell.
Nope.
So they come up with the plan of basically like, hey, we just have to go after the dictator then.
The guy weighs like 500 pounds.
Well, they tied him up to their bikes, their motorcycles.
Friggin' dead weight. And they have mini bikes.
Yeah. So I have to do it on this too.
I saw a kid's calf get ripped off by a mini bike one time.
Oh.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound.
No, it wasn't great. His mom laughed about it.
That.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
It was weird.
So, I don't know how to go on from that, so I'm just gonna go on with the comic. Yeah. They decide to go after the dictators, and the kid says, the dictators. And Superman goes, way too weak to survive another pounding, talking about himself fighting machines.
Saw a movie like that one time.
Yeah. For some reason, though, he was. Never mind. I'm not going to make the joke.
Sure.
I'll need at least another year of soaking up pure sunlight.
Join our Patreon to hear that joke.
To permanently restore my strength. He's saying he's not equipped enough.
Yeah.
And one of the spiky-haired, star-faced Cabbage Patch Kids tells him, hey, this old gun, it's too big for us to carry. Well, yeah, I bet it is. It's because it's like 3 times the size of them.
Yeah.
And it has a plaque on it.
It's bigger than Superman.
It is. It has a plaque on it, and it says the Expunger. That's what it's called.
The Expunger.
Weapon captured by... I forgot about this. Weapon captured by Batman in his final case. On his deathbed, Bruce Wayne spoke these last words. One day the world will be free of guns, or the world will be no more.
Why the frick does it say this stuff on it? I don't understand. Who are they explaining these things?
After he died.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Why? Who are they explaining this to?
I don't know.
Did Wayne Manor become like a museum?
I think so, because we do find out that Wayne Enterprises beforehand had been like experimenting on
flesh.
No, like mixing animals and humans together.
Oh, sure.
They did introduce that in Kamandi.
The Batsmen's. Got it.
So they break into Wayne Laboratories.
I got something. I got a reference here real quick. And I don't know why this came to my mind. I think it's these dumb kids.
Okay.
Right. So I've watched virtually every episode of Saturday Night Live. Mm-hmm. Right. And it's very, very hit and miss. We all know that, right? Some seasons are much better than others.
Yeah, I'm a very avid fan of SNL too.
Yeah. Have you? So I really enjoyed the years where like Bill Hader and Sudeikis,
Sandberg.
Yeah, those folks were there.
Wig.
Did you? Yes, absolutely. The women were 5 times as funny as the guys. But did you ever see the one where they're stuck in a cave and they're all teenagers? Like they're having a dance party in a cave.
Yes. And
the bear keeps attacking them in the cave, and they keep having the dance party.
Why? Yeah.
I don't either, and I don't know why this reminded me of that.
We're gonna have to watch that bit after we're done.
But I was like, they're trying to find a way out of the cave, and they say, "Yo, let's dance it out," or whatever.
Or is it like
it's
like a hip hop dance party or something?
Yeah, they're like a street crew or something, like a breakdance street crew or whatever. Oh. And they're like, "Yo, dance it out," and then they start dancing and they get attacked by the bear again. And that's the whole thing. Everybody just gets eaten by a bear.
Hip hop kids, Bear Cave.
Yes,
that's what it's called. It's Ryan Gosling.
That is one of my all-time favorite skits from Saturday Night Live. I don't care who you're talking about. You put that up against Cheeseburger, Wild and Crazy Guy. I don't care who you put that. That is one of the funniest damn things.
You know what?
But these kids remind me of those kids.
It's Sandberg, it's Wig, it's Ryan Philippe, who's the host of the time, and it's Sudeikis, and it's Abby Elliott, Chris Elliott's daughter.
Sudeikis
I love Sudeikis.
is so good at that hip hop weirdness that he does with the Cabbage Patch Kid and the Running Man dance. So the one that he does with what's his name that does
with Kenan Thompson, I love that bit so much. The what's up with that?
What's up with that?
It's one of my favorites.
So good.
And my wife just does not. She's just
when
like,
they just
I don't
keep
get what,
bringing stuff and keep bringing stuff. It feels like Night at the Apollo, all of that stuff. It's just more and more and more.
And the randomness. I always love how Bill Hader was like, our apologies to Lindsey Buckingham. And it was just completely.
He never said
so
a word.
Random. Yeah, it was just like, he'd look mad and then he'd laugh it off.
Why is it Lindsey Buckingham?
Exactly.
It's just so
That's
weird.
why I loved it.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I took us off on a tangent,
great.
but these kids remind me of those stupid kids in the cave.
Speaking of another guy, the career that Kenan Thompson's been able to have on SNL
goodness,
too,
yeah.
and be funny for dude.
He doesn't deserve that sitcom, by the way. Is
it bad?
Yeah, it's bad. It's not good. Yeah.
I was hoping it was good for him.
It's him and Don Johnson.
That's weird, but
it's Don Johnson, man. Come on.
It should work.
Don Johnson, come on.
You don't like Don Johnson?
Not in
a comedy.
Yeah,
I get it. You like to keep Nash Bridges where it was.
Well, Don Johnson is fantastic in Watchmen. Mm-hmm. He's great in that role. He'd be great as like a old grizzled cop or whatever. He's good at that stuff.
Just not as like a
and
cop.
He can inject humor into it, right? Because he's a little bit creepy, a little bit used car salesman-y kind of guy. But when he's just going straight up comedy, it sucks.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there.
Anyway, Old Man Superman.
Old Man Superman or Superman at Earth's End. Let me go ahead and...
What was the gun called? The
Expunger.
Oh, the Expunger. Okay.
So they break into Wayne Laboratories because that's where the DNA dictators are.
Sure. All of this makes sense now.
And...
the Expunger.
As the Man of Tomorrow...
You know what that sounds like? Huh. It sounds like...
a sex toy?
Well, kind of. It sounds like something that you... It's like a non-pregnancy thing. It's like a birth control device, the Expunger.
I'm a very visual thinker, and I hated that.
Exactly, right?
So,
the Expunger.
Let me explain what's going on right now.
Let me expunge to you.
As the Man of Tomorrow charges through, because they're breaking into Wayne Laboratories to go after the DNA dictators.
Yep.
As the Man of Tomorrow charges through the chain link fence, demonic security guards in Nazi regalia appear on the ramparts. That's right. What were we missing in this story? What are we always missing in comic book stories? Nazis.
Mutant Nazis.
Yes. As you can see, mutant Nazis.
Sure.
Don't worry, Mike. I've still left the best reveal for you.
Wonderful. Bigger than mutant Nazis. Demonic mutant Nazis.
I'll just put it to you like this. I'm going to explain the panels.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to give it to you to show... I'll just wait till we get to reveal to you.
Please.
So basically, they break into Wayne
Manor.
No, it's not Wayne Manor. Where are we at? Wayne
Laboratories.
Thank you. And there's all these like animal-like beast creatures, but all they can do is talk in like verbs and stuff that have to do with just like killing people. It's like club, beat, pound, hammer, bash his brains to pulp.
Sure.
There's one, and I'm going to read verbatim what this one monster says. Mutilate, assassinate, liquidate, eviscerate, masticate, eradicate, decimate, obliterate.
Wow.
He's a Ultimate Warrior promo.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Liquidate.
So the kids come in to
boss is out of town. We got to liquidate it all.
The kids kind of come in to shoot at some of these beasts to give Superman like some cover.
Sure.
And my German's not good, but the DNA dictators order their gunmen. It's in German, so I can't see what my German's not great.
Right.
But bullets do start going towards the kids.
Okay.
And he's like, it's hitting the kids. The kids are getting shot.
Oh no.
And they're just like, Superman, help us.
Oof.
Right?
Oof. Eef.
And then Superman, no, the kids. The stupid mutants are like blood, gore, guts, bones, visceral, brains, meat, because that's how they talk.
Sure.
And we've already seen who the dictators are, But again, I want to save it till this panel because it's both of them. It's
Sure.
two dictators. Twins, actually.
Two dictators, no waiting. Sure.
And he's like, "You heard me. Stop killing these children," is what Superman yells out.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And then all of a sudden you hear, Helmut, who, I'm not doing a German accent because I'll just offend people. Who ordered you to murder these poor innocent kiddies?
Helmut.
And Superman says, "My God, Adolf Hitler, two of you
No, come on.
are a bad guy.
You got twin Hitlers?
The dictators are twin Hitlers." This is a DC comic from September of 1995
Man.
where Superman fights twin Hitlers.
Why don't you join us? Your DNA will be the genesis of a world of proud young supermen. You will rule the world with us. Think about it. Take your time. Wow. That's wonderful.
No, Mr. Bond, I expect
No,
you to die.
Mr. Bond.
So,
Look at my cat.
yep, the dictators are twin
Neat.
Hitler. But don't worry about it because all the kids...
Is that the expunger over there that he's standing in front
He
of?
comes back because he knows they're going to be outgunned by the twin Hitler's army of mutants.
Thank you.
So
Good night.
it's time for Superman to do what he always does.
Yeah.
And that's use big ass guns,
Sure.
right? No more of a big, I mean, it's like 3 car engines.
Yeah,
like
it's
look
gigantic, yeah.
and it's comic. It's all like Gatling machine guns. And it's comically 3 times the size of Superman.
Yeah.
Like he has to fly and carry it, but he just unloads, and that's what he does.
There's the Nazi
He kills
hitmen.
everybody.
Yeah.
All the mutants.
Except
he
for these
eventually,
squinting Hitlers.
Yeah, the Hitlers kind of run away to get away from him, and we're taken to a place where we see their bodies that have been frozen in the background. We see a J.F. Kennedy, A. Einstein, L. Luthor, cryogenically frozen.
Why
back
would
there.
they freeze Lex Luthor?
It just looks like this one just says Presley. E. Presley.
Oh,
Elvis is
boy.
next to,
They got Elvis
is
and
next
Lex
to
Luthor and
yeah.
Albert Einstein. Sure.
But when we're there, the
Bunny.
twin Hitlers let out their secret weapon, and it goes, Clark?
No. It's super scary Batman.
It's super scary, hyped up Batman,
He's so big.
right?
And he's got horse legs.
But he's like, yes, Bruce Wayne's mind and Batman's black heart is what he senses in this character.
Batman's black heart.
Yeah, he goes, I sense no pulse, no heartbeat. You aren't him. You're imprinted with his memories, but you aren't even alive. And he punches him in the head and in the chest. So he punches him twice.
Does Batman have eyes?
No, not really.
Like the cowl just goes down to his teeth.
It's just black. But it just takes 2 punches, and he basically just eviscerates
Wait,
Batman. 2 punches.
giant scary Batman got hit by 2 punches and,
And
he's
he's dead.
And this is tired ass Superman
Tired ass Superman
who's gotten smaller.
who has gotten smaller. And then twin Hitlers.
Twin Hitlers.
If this sounds ridiculous, it's just as ridiculous in the panels right
It's
now,
even
too.
more so, honestly.
Twin Hitlers basically fill Superman full of bullets. And
Yeah.
since he is so weak,
Sure.
he is actually getting hit by them
Huh.
and taking damage and
Okay.
bleeding. He can barely stand as he's dripping full of blood, like blood's just oozing out of him.
It's like a -9 hit.
And at least
Yeah.
in his HP, he doesn't have much left. So, and the Hitlers just keep shooting. And then basically Batman just unloads the expunger on them all again.
Wait,
Kills
Superman?
Sorry.
Yeah, you're seeing the ghost of Batman.
I am seeing the ghost of Batman. No, so Superman basically uses the expunger. He curses them to hell
Sure.
as he says, there's a line in here that's kind of ridiculous
No.
where there's a lot of them. He compares himself during this to a soldier on storming the beaches of Normandy
Sure. Why wouldn't he?
because he's Superman with no powers going against 2 Hitlers. That's the same thing.
Yeah, it is the same thing.
He also has a line
Remember
where,
when we fought that world war against 2 Hitlers?
yeah, exactly. It happened in 2102 AD.
And that's why we celebrate Double D Day.
Double D Day. He basically, though, says that he's going to put an end to World War II. He does say, I'm trying to find that line.
Wait, isn't that over?
No, he's going to finish it now.
Oh, okay.
And I can't find where it's at right now.
He's like those poor guys in the jungle that
it's
don't
not that big of a
realize the
deal.
war's over.
But so he kills twin Hitlers with the giant machine guns. And then they open up.
I never thought you'd say that.
They open up. By the way, Bruce is buried in a Batman sarcophagus. And you
That's
move
shaped
it.
like Batman.
That's shaped like Batman and dressed like Batman. And you move it, and it's like a Russian nesting doll situation.
It's more Batman.
Except Bruce is really dressed up as Batman in there. So Superman takes his bones, so this will never happen again.
Yeah.
Somebody cloning. Oh, that's what they were doing. The Hitlers were mixing Bruce Wayne's DNA with actual bat DNA.
With the wacky skin that they're making too.
I'm sorry. I really didn't cover this story probably too in depth, and I don't care because the ridiculousness is just the funny part of this.
I really thought that was a Batman ghost rising from the grave, but it's a Batman sarcophagus with a Batman in it.
And so they carry him back, and basically all the kids are there, and they decide to burn.
Party,
they burn the
pizza.
expunger so nobody else can ever use it.
Burn it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So nobody else can use it.
Giant gun.
And
Burn
basically, they ask him what he's going to do, and he's like, what we should have done before. We just have to burn
I'm going to Disneyland.
Batman's ashes.
Sure.
And
that's what this is all about, is burning Batman's ashes. Oh, no.
they're going to burn Batman's remains so like nobody can clone his DNA.
Sure, okay.
Let me just read these last final bits.
Please do.
Because it's just the last really page. So it ends with Ben Boxer talking to Superman.
Android Ben Boxer.
Android Ben Boxer. And he goes, I want to help you. You don't have to die. We can make you into a biomech like us, because Superman got shot up full of bullets.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And he goes, thanks, Ben, but I finished my business here. Take care of the kids, Ben.
Squirt, bleed.
It's their world now, and I'm asking you to be their guardian. Their garden. And one of the kid goes,
your body's a
aren't you
wonderland.
staying with us, Superman? And he goes, no, I'm leaving. Somehow I think with Ben's help, you'll do all right. I'm going to join my old friend. Our time is over.
Yeah.
And so he picks Batman up.
Yeah.
And then
Does he just
it says,
walk into a fire?
Ben Boxer could have stopped him. Ben could have forced the Man of Steel to become a biomech, which is an android like them.
Boy, oh boy. Truer words have never been said.
But Ben respected Superman's last wishes.
Sure.
Ben understood. Unlike an android, a man gives his best for a lifetime, and then a man must move on. For even a Superman cannot live forever, because he has walked straight into the fire holding Batman and has just let the fire engulf him as well. And the two of them are burning together in the flames.
Okay.
And this is so moving for these kids that Frank goes, I hate these stupid guns. If it wasn't for guns, Superman would still be alive.
Come on.
No, if it wasn't for Superman refusing to become a biomech and then walking into a fire, he would still be alive.
Or if it wasn't for twin Hitlers, maybe.
Yeah.
That would do it too. So that big Batman.
Yeah. All right. So let's just go ahead and wrap up. I know that's a very odd place to
yeah, it's weird. That's okay.
to put a commercial, but
well,
still,
let's
I'll
give
just
them,
recap real quick.
Let's give them just a little bit of context here. Okay. We're in a brand new studio.
Yep.
It's on basically kind of a campus. And there's all kinds of people and businesses and stuff here. And we just had a talk with one of our friends.
Yeah. No, that's a great way to put it. Yeah.
That's it.
So now let's go ahead and just wrap up.
Yeah.
Superman.
Let's do it.
The starting conclusion.
Startling
When we last
conclusion.
left you.
Yeah.
So Superman walks
Where's
into
Kamandi
the flame.
at this point, by the way?
Commandy's not brought up at all.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. Cool. Commandy just introduced us to Old Man Superman.
All right.
And I read 6 issues of BS.
Well, I get
just
it.
to find out. Because Superman doesn't show up until the end.
Right.
Of the 4th one that he's on the cover of.
Sure. Yeah.
So that's false marketing,
he looks
first of all.
too, but he's not. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
So
poor Kamandi.
Superman walks into the fire with frail old Bruce Wayne Batman as they both burn to death.
Bruce Bones.
And Frank obviously says, I hate these stupid guns. If it weren't for guns, which is not accurate in this statement, but I get the point. I guess they're trying to go for
War
here.
is not the answer.
And they throw it into the fire. And then Ben Boxer says,
Beep, bop,
then in sacrificing what he believed in most, Superman showed us all There's a power that will rule the earth long after the last weapon turns to rust. The power of human courage.
No, dude, it's the power of fire. That's what's
too.
going to rule the
and
earth.
And then finis.
That's the way it ends at Finis. Finis.
Finis.
Boy, there is nothing that says we take ourselves too seriously than the word finis.
Superman at Earth's End.
That's rough,
It's
dude.
a terrible book.
Yeah, that's rough.
Okay, terrible is mean.
No, it is terrible because it does the thing that I don't like about comics. Okay? It takes these giant leaps.
That is true. Yeah.
And you're supposed to just go, oh, okay, sure. Superman's fighting this big android. Then he turns green. Then Superman can fly again all of a sudden. And then there's man bats. And I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just like you're the reader. You just take what we give you.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
It's yuck. I don't like it.
It is very yuck.
It's yuck.
But yeah, so there you go. So
wow.
if somebody
Twin
ever
Hitlers
asked you, hey, what's the weirdest thing Superman's ever done?
Yeah.
You can now tell that person with.
So you think this is it?
They've done some really weird stuff.
Yeah.
There was that time that Lois Lane like switched races to pretend to be.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, like in the 60s. Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's not good, especially now. Like looking back on it now, but Superman was kind of a jerk at times too.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was ever to the point of where he teamed up with kids to fight twin Hitlers. I'm pretty sure
It's true.
that probably takes the cake.
Well, in the words of this explosion, barap the thoom.
Yeah. So that is Superman at Earth's End. It's still worth, just to look.
No, it's worth it. It's cool art.
Yeah. Yeah. Frank Gomez did really good with the art.
Except them Hitlers.
It's just weird.
Other than that, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Like even in Kamandi, as weird as Kamandi was, the Kamandi at Earth's End, having a villain.
I want to know what happened to Kamandi though. Like, where'd he go?
I think they brought him back again for another series.
Did they really?
Yeah, I'll double check that on you. I'll double check that on you. Don't know what that means.
Yeah,
it's a
get
sentence
off of
I
me.
made up.
Would you?
I'm pretty sure Kamandi came back again, but it was originally, like I said,
Well, Kamandi
Jack
and
Kirby.
Saphira and Sleeper are human beings. The world belongs to them.
Oh yeah, that's how it ended.
Yeah.
Here we go. Kamandi.
Me? I'm Ben Boxer. I'm only a biomech android. I was created by the master scientist to serve mankind.
Yeah.
That's me. Finis.
Oh, okay. So Kamandi came back in the Kamandi Challenge was the name of the comic
Reality show
that
on
ran
Fox.
from March of 2017 to February of 2018.
Wow. What did Kamandi do then?
I didn't know you were going to want so much.
Well,
I thought about leaving Kamandi just out in the car and be like, do I need
man.
you? And I was like, no,
Kamandi is excellent.
Mike always goes on and on about your prep for stuff. I was like, if you just come in with one comic, he's going to be like, oh, he just phoned it in.
No, you really did.
But no,
I
I read through Kamandi, much Kamandi.
You ran through a lot.
For stuff that was never even in there. I thought I'm going to have some cool insight that I'll be able to relate to oh, if you don't read this first, you don't understand. Nope. That's not it at all.
Wait, these are numbered weird. 1, 2,
They might just be out of order.
3.
There's 2 number ones. You might have the old issue number 1
that's
of Kamandi.
a 5. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. That's why I was so confused by Kamandi was the numbering.
You know what? I did look. I think we can get.
I love this cover though. This cover is
the
super
72
cool.
one.
Yeah, the
now
72
that
Kamandi
one,
is cool.
The 72 Kamandi is going to cost you some money because it's a good Jack Kirby.
Oh,
cover.
I don't doubt it. Yeah,
but we can get the other 6 issues of Kamandi, the actual issues.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was looking for maybe $12
for
on
a
eBay
promise
for all 6 issues.
Just go. We're your friend.
I mean,
here they are.
I hope for one day where people will just mail us their bad comics and then we can just review them.
Yeah, please do. Intelligent killer whale raiders. So, and I'm just want to comment on this real quick. By the way, I love Jack Kirby. Don't get me wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that pose, and you've seen that pose from Jack Kirby characters a lot.
Yes.
That weird, your head's to the side kind of thing, and you're like, hunched over. But the world of Kamandi's continent, is a map that covers the extent of Kamandi's initial adventures into a world struck by a great cataclysm. It's not the world we know, but an exciting world to explore.
Ooh.
Human herds found in all forested areas. All right. Well, that was great.
Yep. Superman.
Good job, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Superman at Earth's End.
At Earth.
It was something, as well as Kamandi.
Yeah. Boy, this is a twofer.
Yeah, it's a twofer. It's
Cool.
like a bonus.
Yeah.
So still got a lot of great stuff
Really
coming up.
sad bonus. This is like in Christmas Vacation when he's expecting the bonus to pay for the pool. Instead, he gets the Jelly of the Month club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to have the happiest. Oh, man. I love
happiest.
This. Yep.
Yep.
All right. So,
Boy, a lot of references in this one, huh?
yeah. I think we've covered everything. We should have gotten everybody. Wait, hold on.
Yo,
We might
dancing.
have the younger kids yet. But I don't know what to.
Hey, kids, you like the TikToks?
Yeah.
There you go. We're
I've
done.
watched stuff on TikTok.
Do you?
I mean, yeah,
Boy, oh
occasionally.
boy.
Well, I don't.
Aren't you fancy?
I know how to.
You know what I
maneuver
like?
about and do stuff.
You know what I like the most is when people go, "I've got TikTok." Like they went out and had to buy it or something. I got
had
TikTok.
to go to Best Buy.
I got a
And,
Facebook.
and the nerd herd. No, never mind. The nerd herd's from Chuck. I went to Best Buy and the
The
Geek
nerd
Squad.
heard from Chuck. Listen to
I
you.
love Chuck, man.
Wow.
I loved that show.
Yeah.
Zachary Levi.
You like how it's
Yvonne
referenced in
Strahovski.
The Office?
It is?
Oh yeah. You've never seen like when they go to Florida and they open the Scepter store?
Yes. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Scepter?
Yeah. A saber.
Saber. Thank you.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, they opened the Saber store with the power of the pyramid.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do remember that
It's
now.
a good pizza holder. The little case they've got.
Have you ever watched, just because now I'm thinking of the Saber years, Silicon Valley?
Oh, yeah.
Like that show
Great
is
stuff.
full of so many great
Mm-hmm.
just one-liners and
Hot dog, no hot dog. Yep.
oh man, just so many just great quotes.
Oh, yeah, it's good stuff.
Buddy of mine, we'll just go back and forth just quoting that show.
Well, what's his name? The comedian that's in the first like 3 seasons.
TJ Miller?
Yeah, he's fantastic in it.
He is.
And it's I don't understand why he gets in his own way all the time.
No, he does.
And then he makes Yogi Bear.
Yeah. I don't know. The show was still funny even without him, though.
Yeah,
Like,
it
My
was.
Judge is just a great writer.
It was
but-
still funny without him, but he was an excellent character.
Oh,
in
he
that.
was for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, just the douchebag money guy or whatever that really didn't have any money.
Yes. Ehrlich.
Ehrlich. That's it. Yeah.
All right. So as always, we never know where to end it, so
Yeah,
we'll
I
just
know.
end right there. Ehrlich is how we're gonna end it.
Hot dog, no hot dog.
I was just thinking, it's like he has a snack dick, and he has an extra snack dick behind his ear for later. Oh man, that show's great.
Mike Judge, make some more stuff, man. Come on.
It's got to be it's more D2R or no D2F. When they're at the Tech Crunch.
Oh yeah.
It's the best. I've already said the word once, so I'll just say it is the funniest, I think, most well-crafted dick joke ever
Tell me
on
the dick
Silicon
joke.
Valley.
Tell me the dick joke.
This got super dirty here at the end, but where they're sitting there and he's like,
We had 2 Hitlers.
that's true. Where he's sitting there and they're like, we couldn't even win if Ehrlich was able to go out and jerk off the entire crowd. And he's like, yeah. And even if, we had the time, how would it even be possible? And they're just sitting there. And of course, there's all these geniuses and they're like, it'd have to be like this. And so somebody gets up and they start writing on the board.
That's right.
Remember? And they fill it all out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's great.
Oh, what a great show.
I love that show.
Yeah, I may watch that show again. Hey, by the way, the boys,
Yeah.
I think I'm fairly caught up.
This is a great time for us to talk about it before,
Yeah.
because we will talk about it next week.
Yeah. Are we doing his thing?
The
next week?
episode, no.
Oh, okay.
No. The episode on Friday, though, this Friday,
Yeah.
is Herogasm.
Yeah.
There's going to be shit that we won't be able to unsee.
Really? Oh, nice. Okay.
I'm just warning.
Very cool.
And I even use the vulgar language to just express.
Why do you know that? Is it Is it comic book?
So the comic book, it's a 6-issue arc, and there's crazy stuff.
Herogasm is?
Herogasm is.
Okay.
And basically the story in the comics is, and obviously they've taken, like, there's differences now between the comics and the TV show.
Yeah.
Like, there's still some similarities, and there'll still be winks and nods and stuff like that.
Sure.
Like the legend, Paul Shear's character.
Yeah.
He exists in the comic books too.
Oh, okay.
But he has like a relationship with Maeve, and he's like a comic book store owner, kind of like things change.
Gotcha. Sure.
You know, because things change on the show.
Yeah.
But during Herogasm, the boys infiltrate Vought during their yearly, like, you know, night or whatever of just debaucherous activities.
Sure.
Like,
Okay.
no cops, no, like, it's just free
like
for all, do
The
whatever you want
Purge
to.
or something for
in
them,
a sense, but it's kind of just like, you know,
it's
just let it all out.
Caligula kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure.
It is like Caligula.
Okay.
So they found out, I think basically the thought was, if I remember correctly, that Kripke pitched when they, like, even during season 1, when they asked him about it, he was like, if we get to season 3, we'll do Herogasm. Because like fans were asking, because it's just something with how over the top they are, obviously,
Right.
of how would they do this.
Right.
And so what I've seen is the trailer for this week has like a warning that comes up. Like, it starts and it's the deep, and he just says, oh, this is Herogasm. And then it's a warning that pops up, and it just says, warning, the future show may contain, like, you know, dildo maiming, air humping, icicle phalluses. I don't know, there was something else. And a lot of other really bad curse words and other messed up stuff. Viewer discretion is like, nobody is advised to watch.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it is just like face reactions from different scenes of the characters in the show. And when they posted it, they posted, this is all that legal is letting us post for this trailer, because Amazon is fantastic at marketing.
Yeah, they really are.
I saw a clip of Chase Crawford. Isn't that his name? Who plays the Deep?
Yeah, I believe
think
so.
it is.
Yeah.
Where he was talking about he wasn't on set. He goes, but I'd walk over, and he goes, you'd see PAs and stuff just out there. He's just chain smoking cigs. He goes, like, they've seen some shit.
Yeah.
He was like, he goes, as far as I know, the dailies are crazy. And I saw a TV reporter tweet, or a TV critic tweet this week. It's nice that the fans of The Boys think that they're ready for Herogasm this week. They're not.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
And so here's what I know is, I'm sure
That one comes out in 2 days.
comes out in 2 days.
Okay.
I'm sure that it's going to be, with all that, it's going to be overhyped a little bit.
Sure.
But at the same time, I do expect something where I'm just going to be like,
Holy shit. Yeah.
very much like the scene in the first episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if that's considered, like, if this is going to be worse
Yeah.
than
If
that,
that's
then I
over
don't.
the top. I don't even know what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's like, my morbid curiosity has the best of me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because it's one of those things that's going to happen, and I'm just going to be like, oh, why?
Well, I'm looking forward to that.
So we'll have something to talk about next week then.
Yeah. Like we don't.
Oh,
Sure.
that's true. We'll
Hey,
also have a comic to talk about too.
And let me go out on a good note. There's a movie.
Wait, our show wasn't a good note?
No, it was great. There's a movie on Netflix called Spiderhead that's got Thor in it.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Really?
I did not think that was going to be good.
It's an older movie, isn't it? Or is it new?
It's brand new.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's
He kind of looks like he's trying to be jock Steve Jobs.
yeah, kind of ish. He's a
I mean, I'm not saying
no.
Chris
I get what you're
Hemsworth
saying.
isn't.
Yeah,
That's just the look, like when I scroll past, because I've seen
fits. It
Yeah.
fits. It's just really well done.
All right,
It's got a great soundtrack.
I mean, I enjoy Hemsworth as an actor, so
he does a really good American accent.
good.
Like almost too good. I was like, is he American? And
All
then
right,
I
that's
realized,
good.
oh no, he's not. But
Well, you know, Thor comes out in just
yeah, it's not long.
a couple weeks.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Stoked for that too.
Thor's a big one.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
I never thought Thor would be but again, I never thought they'd start with Iron Man.
That's true. But then I think I look more to Thor now because of Taika
Oh yeah.
and just how
Say
much
his
fun
name.
Taika Waititi.
Okay.
I don't want
I
to.
always say it wrong.
I just know it's Taika. I
Taika
just should
Waititi.
say Taika. Yeah.
Taika Waititi.
I don't want to.
care. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy knows his name's hard to say.
Him
He's
and
got
Reese
to.
Darby together are hilarious.
Oh yeah. Well, What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, they were both on.
Wonderful stuff. Yeah.
All right. Well, before we just keep going on about our love for
Bye,
New
guys.
Zealanders, let's go ahead and end it right now.
Wait,
As
Thor's
always,
from New Zealand?
no, but
He's
Taika,
Australian.
But Taika and Reese Darby.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Jermaine, present. Brit, present. Speaking of Reese Darby, Flight of the
It's a good
Conchords.
show.
All right.
Yeah.
So, as always, thank you guys for listening. And until next time, stay safe.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.